welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be discussing a new show that I am watching on BET Plus called All the Queen's Men. Now at first, I was not gonna make a review on this show because really I was kind of embarrassed a little bit to admit that I watched the show. I didn't want nobody to know that I watched the show, but you know what? I said to myself, Tish, you grown, you can watch this kind of things. I mean, it's a TV show made for mature audiences, and I am a mature audience member, and I don't watch this show for the reasons that you may think. All the Queen's Men is a TV show that is based on a book by the actor Christian Keys entitled Ladies Night, and it's a book about exotic male dancers. The TV show stars Eva Marcel, who is the owner of a very successful male exotic dance club. Now, I kind of did have some bias towards this show before I started watching it because it's a Tyler Perry production. Oh my goodness, I get so sick and tired of Tyler Perry productions. Some of my gripes with his productions is that the dialogue between the characters just drags. Like, one conversation can like last, and it's just like, it's unrealistic, because I'm like, who is dragging out a conversation this long? Who is having an argument this long? Who is begging and pleading somebody like 30 minutes or 20 minutes within an episode, and then it drags on to the next episode, and like days can last 3 or 4 episodes with his shows and stuff, and it just drags and it just nags me, and I just can't get into it. And when I say this, I'm mentioning shows like his TV show Bruh, oh my god, which is also on BET Plus. I had to stop watching it because it was irritating my soul. I wanted to throw my shoe at the TV, and at times the set production can look kind of cheap, and I say that in regards to like shows like Sisters, which airs on BET. Sometimes they'll shoot scenes and I'm like, okay, this looks kind of cheap. Like scenes that they shoot at the bank or at the airport looks very cheap, very tacky. Like I said, I just came into this like, this is another Tyler Perry production. I don't think that I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna give it a shot because, you know, there's a lot of hype built up around this show, and I love Christian Keys. I mean, I'm not even going front. I love him very much in a lot of different shows that he has starred in or played a significant role in. I like watching it because I like the way he plays his characters and stuff like that. And this is actually a show that he put together, so I just figured that I would give it a chance, and boy am I glad that I did. Now when I first started watching it, I was like, oh, this is a little bit too graphic for me, you know what I'm saying? If you're a prude, you don't need to be watching it because it is some nudity up in there and some scenes that'll make you clutch your pearls. Once you get past that, it's not that bad, because there have been different things that I've seen by Tyler Perry, and I'm like, damn, he done threw a sex scene in here and it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Or we could have did without it. But the scenes within this show, it flows with the storyline, so it's like, okay, all right, I see where this is going. It ain't just that people just getting naked and showing their private parts and doing nasty things just out the blue. I can't remember ever seeing Eva Marcel playing any roles as far as being an actress. Now, I've been with her ever since her days as a top model on Tyra Banks' show, so I know her as being Eva the Diva, and let me say, she was like the perfect fit for the role of Madame, because she's just very regal, very strong, very diva-like, very fierce, very take no prisoners. And I was very impressed with her range. There were various scenes where she had to be very emotional and angry, and I felt it. In every line that she had, she bodied it. And these were scenes where she's going back and forth with people. I mean, the lady who played Ronnie from the Players Club, I can't think of her name right now, but they had a scene together. I believe that was in the first episode. It was a very emotionally charged scene together. They were going back and forth, and I was like, okay, look at them, you know, getting together, going at it. They was bodying those roles. I'm telling you, they made me believe it, and I was like, yeah, this is like a very believable conflict between the two actresses. The thing that I think I love most about this show is that they use actors that are former exotic dancers. I mean, if you watch Housewives of Atlanta, I know you've heard of the Bolo scandal from was it last season? I think it was last season of Atlanta Housewives with Bolo and Portia and Tanya, and did they or didn't they do some things after Cynthia's little bachelorette trip? I know y'all remember that. So yeah, Bolo is one of the exotic dancers in the series, and Bolo ain't just easy on the eyes and got dance moves and stuff like that. He got some acting chops too. The scenes were very well choreographed with the dancers, and it wasn't cheesy stuff, because a lot of times when I've seen like strip shows within shows and stuff, it's like very cheesy and it's just like, okay. But no, these people was doing real acrobatic type stuff, things that you would actually see at a real strip club, and that's because the actors are former male dancers. So I mean, this is nothing to them. The costume designs were great. I mean, I just would practically kill to get my hands on Madame's wardrobe. It was a very regal. I even loved her hairstyle. I'm like, were those real locks? Were they faux locks? What were they? I need that style. Hair and makeup was definitely on point. It had a great mix of sexuality along with action. I mean, you seeing people's heads getting blown off, and you seeing some cheeks getting clapped too, if you know what I mean. And it was all very sexy. Like, I was watching the show, and you know, I watched it with my husband, and I was like, oh, is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? But yeah, I felt like I was in the club with them. You know, the club scenes they had, I felt like I was there. Madame is very ruthless in her business practices. She can go head to head with any man. And I like the fact that they didn't play on her femininity in a way to make it seem like she was weak. She was ruthless than a lot of men, but she also took care of her people, and they had an unwavering loyalty towards her, and just her name out in them streets just struck fear in those that heard it. Some aspects of it kind of reminded me of the show Power, as in Madame's character was always, she always seemed like she was a few steps ahead of the others around her, and she also never let any one person know everything. She only let people know certain things that she wanted them to know, and she had a specific use for different people that she had surrounding her. You can tell that they put a lot of thought into this show, and that the actors worked very hard on the show, and there's a lot of chemistry amongst them. The writing is very well. They don't dwell too long on a particular storyline. It doesn't drag out. So it's like at the end of every episode, I felt like every episode left off on a cliffhanger, but somehow the next episode may answer the cliffhanger from the last episode. So it flowed very nicely. It was very well paced. They had some one-liners up in there too, but I am not going to spoil it for anybody, but they had some liners in there that made me chuckle. So yeah, the writing was very well done. I saw that the actress Kim Fields, she actually directed at least one episode. I want to say more than one, but I know for sure she directed at least one. And I was like, what in the world? You directed a show like this? I mean, this is Tootie from The Facts of Life. If you seen her when she was on Atlanta Housewives, she was kind of calm and demure. And so I'm like, you looking at some stuff like this? Like, this show is, I mean, make you want to cover your eyes a few times. You know what I'm saying? Because the nudity, the graphicness. Well, I said, okay. But yeah, I love the show, and I think you all should definitely check it out if you haven't already. But like I said, if you're not a fan of, if you have an issue with seeing a lot of nudity, a lot of substance abuse and stuff like that, then maybe this will not be the type of show that you would like. So you might want to pass on it, because it's definitely going to be some nudity and some sex scenes, and it gets very graphic. So if you can't handle it, then I would not suggest that you watch it. But yeah, the season ended on a very big cliffhanger, and I'm in need of season 2. So I need them to give me a start date for season 2, because I'm ready to see it. Alright you guys, well I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If so, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Drop down in the comment section and let me know if you have seen the show and what did you think. Alright you guys, well I'll see you in the next video. Bye.